where people are suggesting that, and we've heard this from the family of Sushant Singh Rajput, and of course they're dealing with grief and one is hugely empathetic towards that. But, we've heard the father say that Rhea was poisoning Sushant Singh Rajput, that he didn't know what was going on. This audio conversation in Sushant Singh Rajput's own voice, independently, forensically authenticated, suggests he knew he had a bipolar disorder, he knew finances were running out, and forget everything else. A man who bought a fancy Maserati wants to give that up to now buy an Innova. It shows you how he thinks his finances are truly running out. He wants to sell, he wants a fixed income coming in because he's worried about whether his disorder will allow him to continue doing films going into the future. What, Vivek, are your key takeaways from that audio you just heard?
My first takeaway is that never listen to ignorant people. That's all. I do not agree with all this theory which everybody is trying to paint that he was bipolar, depressive, and forensics have done it. Rahul, I do not agree with all this. 5 times in a day, I keep telling my family that I don't want to live in Mumbai. My soul doesn't belong here. I want to go to Himalayas. And actually, I go twice a year for months and months. I live there alone. I always keep saying I want to sell this house. I want to sell my car because I don't know how my career is going to go tomorrow, right? These are typical insecurity. These are common people talk. I mean, people in higher consciousness talk of like this. They are always discussing these kind of things. Now, who are we to sit here and decide what he was? I have known him very well. I signed him for my first film. I spent some high quality time with him in Goa last year in IFI. We flew together. And he was talking about quantum physics, philosophy, which I do all the times. I talk about Shaivism. I talk about quantum physics all the times. We were gelling. Now, people who are ignorant, uneducated, who don't understand, they find all these things complicated. Now, I believe Rhea also took the name of Dr. Harish Shetty. Harish Shetty is a man of high integrity. Why don't we allow the opportunity for psychological autopsy, which is so common? A very famous journalist, when he died, it was done, Rahul. You know it very well, right? Now, are we a matured society, or we are just like a banana republic that we have to fight this game of TRPs?
Now, Vivek, in this, one second, sir. In the audio tape that just played out, Sushant Singh Rajput himself talks about him being a bipolar patient and how this is a disorder. He's concerned about the impact this will have on his working life. We've heard from Dr. Kersi Chawda, a highly accomplished psychiatrist, mental disorder expert in Mumbai, and 4 other experts who have signed their medical documents, handed over first to the Mumbai police, then to the CBI, where they explain the kind of mental illness he was dealing with. And just because when you met Sushant Singh Rajput at IFI in Goa, Sushant seemed fine, Vivek, with all respect, it doesn't mean that he didn't have this affliction. You can have ups, you can have downs. You met him probably at a time when things seemed in control, and he talks about it in that audio tape. No, one second, sir. In that audio tape, he says there are days when it seems that I can go out and do whatever I want, and there are days when my life just seems to be completely falling apart. He says it himself in that audio tape, Vivek.
Listen, number one, first of all, I don't know who are these people who are leaking these audio tapes, where you are getting them from, what is their motive, right? If there are 4 psychiatrists who say that, which you know, I also know at least 8 or 10 psychiatrists who are saying what is happening is absolutely unethical. Everybody, you also say I'm guarantee that you also say in your life that no, I don't know where it is heading, what's happening. These are human things. Now, if somebody is hell-bent on proving, I'm not saying what he was. Yes, maybe he was suffering from some kind of a mental problem, but you prove it to me that there's a statistic which says anybody who talks like this, he ends up hanging himself from a fan. Why are we doing this? Who are we trying to protect?
No one's
I
saying
don't
that.
understand.
No.
What? Why are we creating a narrative?
No one is saying that. You're right.
I don't know.
No, you are right about that, Vivek. No, I agree with what you're saying. One second. I don't know. And that's the first part. That's exactly what, you're now saying what I'm saying. I'm saying I don't know. There are many people who've convinced themselves that this is a case of murder. You're saying I don't know. I'm saying I don't know. I'm saying let the investigators do their job. Let the truth be established. That's all we're saying. We don't know what happened. You don't know. I don't know. It could be a case of homicide. It could be a case of suicide. Let's approach the case with an open mind. The moment you shut yourself and imagine that yes, dal mein kala hai, this is a case of murder, Rhea is a murderess, then Anuranjan, you block